What is going on, true believers? Guys, we are right here. This bull run is getting ready to start. We've got Jerome Powell at Jackson Hole. There's going to be some conversation. I don't know how it's going to break out, but there's a whole bunch of stuff, on-chain data, metrics, everything are telling us that we're right there for the bull run. Not only that, Sony made a gigantic announcement, unbelievable announcement. In fact, bad news, I think maybe for Jasmy, Donald Trump now has his own crypto project. Is it a pump and dump? Yeah, of course it is. It doesn't do anything, so it probably, he doesn't know that. So his kids are launching basically a meme coin. I don't think it has a future, but if he gets elected, it'll probably pump and dump and pump and dump for a couple years. Do you know what I mean? Like it's better than nothing. So, and it's a show that there's positivity from him and his administration. So that's not a bad thing. That's exactly what we need in cryptocurrency. But we got all that and a lot more. Buckle in, strap on your, let's call it a seatbelt, because I don't know what you strap on anyway. And let's get after it. Cryptonomy.finance is giving.
It's your boy Bleed. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
Cryptonomy.finance is giving away $100,000 in Ethereum and $100,000 in Solana. Go to this X post and engage with it. Guys, TerraCasino.io for all your risk-based gaming, PvP, poker, sports wagering, whatever it is that you're looking to do. Crypto trading, you can do it there too. You can play blackjack, any type of table game. Additionally, there's plenty of slot machines for you to choose from, and there is a robust group of people out here doing a lot of risk-based gaming. Guys, this is an opportunity for you to earn a little bit of crypto. Prove that you belong in the casinos at TerraCasino.io. My brain's not working today. I can't even get these things in order the right way. Anyway, good morning to everybody. I hope you're having a good morning. We have a new sponsor on the channel. That is 2bit right now. I'm going to put a link in the description down below. Sign up. That certainly would help me out. But let's talk about the important part right now, and that is, what do you think about the market? Now, for me, everything to me looks supremely bullish at this point. By the way, API 3, for those of you that like API 3 with me, is having a nice little breakout up 10% on the day. MSI down 20%. Not having a good go of it at all. I saw an announcement from Pablo that said that, he expected this dump to happen and that there's going to be an even bigger pump happening very, very soon. But we'll talk about all that in just a little bit. So if you like this type of content, make sure you hit the like button, and let's kick it off. First of all, the question is, everything in crypto is bullish, and are you ready for what's next? Now, what is next? Well, as we speak, the market has just taken off one more time, and we're up $41 billion on the day. When I woke up, we were kind of dead even on the day. So the US market is in buy mode, and it could be because of what is going on at Jackson Hole. Now, Jackson Hole is a conference of the quote unquote Illuminati that happens every year. And we get a statement from Jerome Powell. Now, he is speaking at this point, and that seems to be what's moving the markets right now. So He's giving his speech at Jackson Hole with interest rates inflation focused. All right, so we're going to take a moment here and we're going to check out what Chair Powell said at Jackson Hole. All right, so here's what we got so far. I'm going to pop this up on the screen. We'll look at it together. Okay, stock market's gain as Federal Reserve Chairman Powell points to progress on inflation. Long live Jerome Powell. Ew. Jerome Powell says his confidence has grown, inflation falling to 2%. FOMC does not seek further cooling in labor market. Jerome Powell says the time has come for the Fed to cut interest rates. Jerome Powell and the Fed cutting interest rates will do more to save your TV show. I don't know what that means. Nerds. Here's what's going on. These are some statements here from him. Inflation risks have diminished. Labor risks have increased. Timing, pace of rate cuts depends on data, outlook, and risk. We will do everything we can to support a strong job market. So we're actually seeing it play out live right now. Jerome Powell is tipping the cap that the time has come to lower interest rates. Now, what does that mean? That means in about 3 to 4 weeks, we're probably going to see a really nice breakout of the markets overall. What does that mean for crypto? Here's the statement. The time has come for policy to adjust. Timing and pace of rate cuts will depend on incoming data. So now, what do we do with this? Right now, buy. What are we looking for? By the way, I think I told you guys before, what are we looking for? Well, when we get overcooked, which is in fact a potential scenario that might be playing out, we get overcooked a little bit, then, sell, because yuck, you know what I mean? We're at fear and greed index is at 48 right now. And that means we're about halfway to time to sell. So if that lasts for a couple of weeks, if it does, then this could be a very interesting sort of time here. We're at almost 62,000 right now on Bitcoin. It is having quite a little bit of a breakout happening at this moment right now. Let's go check that long, and I'll let you know where that is. Futures. That long that we took yesterday is we're up 420 right now. Goddamn stoners, man. Stoners just everything. Ugh. All right, so we're at 420 bucks right now. We're up at 58%. I'm not doing anything with it until it gets to 100%. So I'm looking for this thing to really start to break out. Hopefully this news in the market will cause one of these nice big spikes up here. We'll get a couple thousand, get up to a level where we can start looking at it and saying, you know what, we're having the breakout. But why are we having all of this breakout? Is it just that it's time? Is it the rate cuts? What's a conglomeration of everything? So let's look at the first piece to it. The Bitcoin on-chain derivatives suggest market optimism. What's happening right now? Data from CryptoQuant and Deribit suggests that traders are positioning for further price appreciation as Bitcoin continues its recovery, now up more than 22% from its recent low of 49.5 on August 5. CryptoQuant chart shows that Bitcoin exchange reserves on centralized exchanges in August have fallen to a multi-year low. Since the end of July, Bitcoin supply on exchanges has fallen to over 2.75 million, from 2.75 to 2.67, a 3% drop in the past 30 days. Bitcoin continues to get bought up off of the exchanges. So that should be a reason for everybody to be excited. Now, another reason for you to be excited, Donald Trump is pro-crypto. In fact, if you haven't already, I would encourage you. I watched this yesterday. Go watch this Theo Von interview. It's about 57 minutes long. Theo Von talks to Donald Trump about cocaine and alcohol and just all kinds of wild stuff. And here's the best part. This is one of the first times that if you're not a Trump fan, and you guys should know by now, I'm not a Trump fan. However, this was one of the most charming moments I think he's ever had. Let me not say ever. In recent memory, this conversation that he had with Theo Von was one of the more endearing that you will find from him, because he really started to talk about human things. Like he wasn't dumping on people. He wasn't mean. He wasn't malicious in any way. All he did was really talk about, hey, I love the UFC. I love Dana White. And then he started talking about Dustin Poirier and how, he knew the fight. Like Trump is engaged in the UFC fights. And he's like talking to Theo Vaughn about how Dustin Poirier's last fight went. And what he likes about his kids, what he like, you know what I mean? Like pick something that you like about your kids. And he was like, Don Jr. is a good hunter. Eric is a businessman, but he's also a hunter. Ivanka, beautiful, finance, a real magnet of sorts. And then Tiffany has hair or something like that. I don't know exactly what he said about, but he didn't finish it all with the whole conversation about all the kids. But he moved on. If guys, I would encourage you, just go look at it. It's a very good thing to watch, but not to be denied. Last night we had Kamala Harris has not said anything. This is very important, by the way. Has not said anything pro crypto. Her people came out with a statement, and in her statement, or in their statement, it said that she wants to come up with something to, be part of this. They want to do something positive for cryptocurrency is basically the summary of it. We don't know what it looks like or what it is yet, and we don't know if it really is or is not positive. But at the moment, we can operate under the assumption that in a worst case scenario, if Donald Trump does not win this election, both viable candidates will be pro-crypto. Not to be outdone, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is also pro-crypto. So no matter what, all of the presidential candidates or potential, by the way, RFK Jr., if you didn't know, just dropped out of the race. He just filed in Arizona to remove himself from the ballot. And in fact, that means that he probably will be the special guest that will show up tonight at Trump's rally. So he'll probably side with Trump. I mean, he was a Democrat 3 months ago. So, now he's switching sides, if you will. And he is, if there's anybody in this race, he's the libertarian candidate. So, what you're seeing a libertarian align with the party that more supports libertarians at this point, despite the fact that I gave you data yesterday that said that more left-leaning people hold Bitcoin. It doesn't change that your libertarian principles of smaller government, stuff like that, is better enhanced through the Republican Party right now. So RFK expected, not confirmed, but expected to be there tomorrow or tonight at the Trump rally. And Nicole Shanahan, and guys, if you know who Nicole Shanahan is, that's the person that RFK chose as his running mate for vice president. I assure you, based on her history, you got a shot. So if you think she's cute, guys, I'm telling you right now, shoot your shot, because she moves on from dudes really, really fast. I didn't know that until somebody started pointing it out. Like, man, oh man, oh man, guys, shoot your shot. So, but anyway, they're pro crypto, and that's no matter who is in charge. This is going to be a pro crypto thing. Now, let's look at the chart here. This chart. I did this chart right before we started. And what do you see right here? This chart, by the way, this is the, what do you call this chart? This is the crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. What do you see here? You see this channel, and you see the market. This is just a descending flag pattern that's broken out on the altcoins. This is altcoins, and you can see altcoins are pumping right now. And I circled the area where I think the altcoins are going next. And the question is, can it break out of that trend line? It has not broken out of that trend line in a little while. Now, this is a daily chart. So, this is just where we are at the moment. And there's a lot of market capital coming into this market in alts and memes, etc. There is a real possibility right now that we are headed for a breakout. That's exactly what's showing up on the chart at this moment. So if you haven't already, get ready, because it looks like we might be in a really good situation for the broader market. So what else do we have? if you look at this right here, this is another piece, and just a tiny piece that matters. And you can see here, the cost to mine a Bitcoin right now is a little over 72,000, but the price of Bitcoin is around 61. It was, of course, 59, 60 just in the last little while. So the fact that it's pumping right now is a very good sign. But when you see costs and when you see this sort of underwater sort of scenario, this is one of the telling signs that something is about to happen. Not because it's happening, but because it's an indication or an illustration of how people are kind of underwater at this point in mining Bitcoin. However, they have the faith to know that if they just stick with it, as long as they don't have to sell at a loss for sure, but as long as they can, as long as you're holding on to it, then this thing is going to go up. And what it does right now, this is encouraging people to not take a loss. You can't lose $10,000 for every Bitcoin you mine, right? You can't. I mean, you might need capital in order to do business in some way, but you're not going to lose $10,000 per Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make any sense for you to do that. So what I would suspect is happening is we're probably going to see a nice big spike in some way coming up very, very soon. Again, testing maybe some all-time highs. In the meantime, I think that most of the miners are probably going to start to hodl a little bit longer and a little more aggressively, and they're going to start cost-cutting measures and stuff like that to enhance profitability. So I get this sense here that this is another indicator that we are getting ready for a big sort of move. So now let's get into what people are actually saying. And people are saying, and by the way, the name of the crypto for Donald Trump is called the Defiant Ones, with DeFi being prominent in it. And it's going to be run by Don and Eric, is the understanding here. And let's do that before we move on here. Donald Trump has endorsed a DeFi-related crypto project spearheaded by his sons, promoting it on the social media platform Truth Social. In his post, Trump calls for Americans to stand against big banks and financial elites, linking to the Telegram channel. Now, that is where it's called the Defiant Ones, and it has nearly 26,000 subscribers and features the tagline "Official Trump DeFi Channel." Now, here's the important part. Okay, this is the important piece. Not everybody who's a Donald Trump supporter is into crypto. There are a lot of supporters of Donald Trump that have no cryptocurrency whatsoever. This is a catalyst to bring them into the DeFi space, by the way. There's a great thing happening. Donald Trump Jr. urged followers to join for official updates and to avoid speculation about the project. The promotion follows Trump Jr.'s earlier teaser about an upcoming crypto project. The channel's name aligns with recent trademark filings by AMG Software Solutions, and it's called... in related terms to decentralized finance, including Be Defiant and World Liberty Financial. Now, if World Liberty Financial is the case, this is no longer a pump and dump if it plays out. And just because they filed doesn't mean that it's not. It could just be a meme project, right? But if it's World Liberty Financial, then what this means is that it is entirely possible that the children of the future president and previous president of the United States is getting themselves involved in a lending protocol for Americans using crypto as the project and as the outline. And of course, here's what's going to happen. If that is the case, then what you will see in short order is some radical changes to crypto laws in order to enhance this type of project. And of course, look, if you don't like Donald Trump, you're going to be crying about it from day one. Be like, you're just giving money away to his supporters and, you know, dumb shit like that. Like you're going to see people complain no matter what, or that he's using the power of the office in order to make money, or, you know, whatever kind of blah, blah, blah you can come up with to be mad at him for whatever reason, right? Again, I don't like the guy, but I mean, this is good for crypto. This is something that would be fantastic if it is real and it applies to crypto. Like, this is a game changer. So be paying attention to that over the next little while. Go sign up in the Telegram. I don't have the link to it, but you can find it online. Next, Bitcoin is on the verge of the biggest breakout in price history. Crypto analyst Ali Martinez says that what we're all saying, basically. It appears that the sentiment has now shifted, that we were ranging between bearish and bullish. And he mentioned that this crucial indicator has switched back to bullish again, predicting a huge Bitcoin breakout. Now, notably, another prominent crypto analyst called Jell, Jell. I don't even know what the fuck that is, but said, tweeted that his target is 180,000 even after 6 months of consolidation. Guys, all the news that I'm giving you so far should be telling you that something crazy is about to happen with Bitcoin. We're going to get Fed rate cuts. We're going to get people exposed to higher risk assets. We're going to get Donald Trump supporters who are not in crypto paying attention to crypto even more. Guys, everything that you see right now should be making your head spin. Now, by the way, if Trump is not the president come November, like if he loses, Defiant One's project is still there. So nothing fundamentally changes. And you're going to have, no matter what, a hopefully pro-crypto candidate in the office. So one way or another, Bitcoin's about to go up, up, up. So it appears right now that 60,000 is now becoming a range of support. We're going to look at that in just a few minutes. We're going to move quickly through this and get to that point. Next up, we're going to move on from that for the moment. And I'm going to tell you before we move to this, you should be incredibly bullish right now. Between all of that information I just gave you, this market is ready for a breakout. Now, will it test all-time highs again? I don't know. But it's going to have a big, big move. Website to find what? For the Telegram? You know what? Let me... the Defiant Ones. Okay. All right. I don't trust. God damn it. I don't trust this. I don't want to give you guys wrong information here. Okay, I got it. It is, here we go. It's going to be t.me/Defiant Ones. Okay, that link right there should take you to the real Telegram. I'm finding other ones on here, so people are going to be out here scamming like crazy. This is from @RealDonaldTrump right here, and you can see that if you haven't already, and you can screenshot this right now. t.me/Defiant1s. That's the place to go check it out. So, yeah. Anyway, so let's move on from there. Be bullish. Be very, very bullish right now. Sony, and this, by the way, if you're holding Jasmy, it is my opinion, sell it at this point. And not that I'm anti-Jasmy in any way, but I think one of the biggest hooks that Jasmy had as its motivational tool is that Sony would probably integrate Jasmy into its ecosystem in some way. But instead, what Sony has done is they've created an L2 on the Ethereum blockchain called Soneium. Now, here is the statement. This is from Sony.com. Tokyo, Japan. Hereafter, Sony Block Solution Labs of the Sony Group has developed the blockchain Soneium, which is the infrastructure network that forms the basis of Web3. In the future, we will explore and develop a plan to make our network available to the public and aim to create new services by leveraging the various businesses and IPs within the Sony Group so that Soneium becomes an infrastructure that everyone can use on a daily basis. While the internet has contributed to improved convenience worldwide, it has led to the centralization of a huge amount of information in the economic sphere online. Web3 makes it possible to decentralize that concentrated power. Today, Web3 faces two challenges. The current community of Web3 technology and services is limited to a few core users, and there are numerous use cases that have yet to gain the traction to go mainstream with the general public. The creation of killer use cases is eagerly awaited. So Sony now has its own blockchain. I'm going to assume it's going to be integrated into the next PlayStation protocol, or probably I'm going to say that there's probably some kind of software update that will go into your Sony PlayStation that will most likely upgrade and give you access to that, or in some fashion, there's going to be a Sony wallet. There's going to be some kind of mechanism by which you can attach yourself into your PlayStation and you can start using crypto in some fashion. I think we're there, and I think this is just the start of that new level. So get ready for it, because Sony is Sony's doing crypto stuff. So that's pretty big. And again, I'm not shitting on Jasmy, but a lot of the positivity around Jasmy was related to the fact that that was Sony executives that were developing the Jasmy blockchain. But now that Sony has its own L2, then that makes Jasmy a little less in vogue, if you will. Again, not dumping on it, just saying that one of its paths to explosive gains is now gone. So manage your risk accordingly. Now, as far as MSI goes, we got to talk about this because the price here on MSI is just getting absolutely dunked on at this point, down 48% over the course of the week here. And if you go down here, then you'll just see here $9,000 sellout happening here, 15,000 sellout coming here, 7,000 sellout coming here, 23,000 sellout coming here. You got a lot of people out here just cashing out. That's a bot. That's, by the way, Jared from Subway. Somebody said that Jared from Subway has a brand new bot account thing, blah, blah, blah. This is the same Jared wallet that it was before. So he's still got one Medbot working. You got 10,000 selling out right here. And as you go down here, you see this over and over and over and over and over. A lot of selling out on MSI at this point. Not optimal, but look, I don't think that it matters. I mean, it's a $3 million market cap, $400,000 in liquidity. And from what I understand from Pablo, he intends to have another big move on it. That he's anticipating that this next bull run flippening, if you will, where the next level starts to take off. He expects that he's going to 10x this, 20x this in short order in the next couple of, I think he's anticipating that this is going to happen like real quick. So they did a lot of work right now to make sure that they are fully compliant with major exchanges. And by the way, I do want to take this back here just one step, and I want to change my little move here just a little bit here. I think that it broke out a little bit above what the trend line is. So if I'm saying that there's going to be another move, then what I think is, in the event that it does happen, that you're looking at it dropping a 0 and getting into that 13 sort of range if that were to play out. So a real distinct possibility that, and by the way, big supported project, a lot of positive opportunity right here. So, and then Maya Nix, if you don't know Maya, I don't really know Maya, but she gave me a supplement one time. She's a bodybuilder. She competed here in the States, I want to say. She now lives in Dubai, but she was in Grumpy Cat with me way back in the day. And I didn't like the people in Grumpy Cat. So I exited and got out. Like I did not like a couple of the people there. And so she's out here doing her thing, gave me a supplement, which was actually a really good one that I still use to this day. I'm not telling you what it is, but yeah. So she's now partnered with MSI. So you're going to see a lot of MSI coming around here over the next bunch of days. Then they had that contest right here. Alan Big Wolf, Crypto Slayer, and Skitscat won the MSI shill contest. So that's pretty cool. And then Chat Shield Bot has been activated on MSI. So you can see now they're really kind of focusing and targeting on building the community. And I guess I should show you what Pablo said. Let me see if I can find a link for his name. Doobie doobie doo. There we go, Pablo Crow. All right, he said, Justin Sun, Monkey Bullish, blockchain whores. Yeah, really are. Oh, here we go. The first 30 days is where the small gains are made. The next 30 days is where you build a community. So the focus right now is bringing in new investors and actually building a strong community here. So we'll see how this plays out long term. But I think that there's going to be a moment here where MSI absolutely just absolutely pumps. MSI is finding its floor. Entries at the floor are safer, and basically he's just giving you the 411 about what you should know about this project. So if you haven't already, go check out MSI. Also, DevvE just a few moments ago. Still, the announcement is not out. I think there's an announcement coming, but an hour ago, dev drops were explained by Austin. So I would encourage you to go check that out. We're talking about the dev drops, and if you don't know what they are, you really need to tune into our next video. And it will explain exactly what you need to know about how you can get in on these dev drops. And basically, you're going to stake your DevvE tokens, and then they are going to reward you for staking. So if you need to, then certainly go check that out. And then that leads us to Ormulus, by the way. Go check that one out if you want to. But now let's get into crypto. Let's talk Bitcoin and where we are right now. So here's the daily, and you can see right here, we had a nice little spike on that daily. The hour candle probably looks pretty good right now. Yeah, the hour candle went up to 62,341 before retracing back down at 61,779. But here's the thing. It looks like the market still wants to continue sending. So what I'm going to tell you as my, look, I don't know if you're transactional or if you're a long-term holder. The target for the next big move on Bitcoin, 68, 69,000 up in this range. And I think that we're going to see that over the next couple of days. We're going to get up into this and we're going to get rejected, right? I don't know that we're going to get accepted into range. Why do I say that? Zoom out here just a little bit on the daily and look what continues to happen. And that is that every once in a while you get this test up at the top, you get another test right here, and then when you find a trend line right here, guess what happens? Boom, you got a test and you got rejected. You got a test and you got rejected. You rejected all the way down into the channel to the bottom each and every time, and then boom, the same thing happens over here. You came back up here, you tested the range, and then it got rejected all the way back down to the bottom. And what's happening right now? It's making its way back up. And by the way, tell me that the structure that's happening right now, I don't know if it'll last, but tell me that this structure right here doesn't look like this right here. And if it does, when you look at this whole range right here, it's not completed yet, but that's exactly what happened over here. You came down here to the bottom, then you came back up here, consolidated in the range, and there you're going to have a breakout, right? Well, looks like another breakout is coming very, very soon. So I would suspect that you're probably going to see a move over the next couple of days into that 68,000 range. That's me speculating. I have no information to back that up. We go look at this right now. We're up 398 bucks on that long. So, maybe it plays out, maybe it doesn't. My liquidation is 52.9, so I don't need to cash this out. I set myself a DCA. I do have a DCA set to come down at the 54,000 range. So in the event that we dump back down into one of those crazy low numbers, then I'm going to take a shot. Roy says, can you check out Bull in a Bears world on Tron? Let's take a second here. And do we have Tron? TRX. Ooh, is it not? Oh, yeah, it is. There we go. All right, so let's look at Bull. Let's see if it's number one, if it's one of the ones up at the top. Ivy Fun, Sund. Really a lot of stuff happening over here over the last little while. I guess not. So let's do Bull. And then we want to do it on the Tron network. Bull in a bear world. Here we go. 754,000. This is the first $1 million coin, by the way. This was the first $1 million one. All right. So what do we get? Okay. So I don't know. I don't like this. So here we got the launch, then we got the spike, then we got the secondary retest, then we got the complete dump, then we got a strong bounce back, but it was not supported in the range, which made it come back down, and we got another initial spike. But this is momentum being lost. So what happens when momentum is being lost? Well, the natural trend right here is one of rejection. So if you are looking for an entry position into bull and a bear world, if you're on Tron right now and you're doing some trading, I would tell you that you should not enter at this point because it's probably coming down into this range right here. Okay. And it's going to be lower than the last time. It may not be, you never know. So I would suggest that you start DCAing somewhere at 303 or 304, which is down here. Have just take a deep breath, let it come down. If it comes back up and it tests again here and it rejects, it's almost certain that it will come down into this range because people will lose steam. If, however, there's another entry point, and the other entry point is if it comes up here and then it has a significant breakout, then I would be waiting to come back and test it when it comes along this little trend line right here. And if it does that at around 309, then you could be assured that you're probably going to get a little bit of a breakout. So there's two different spots. You want to test this range down here if it comes down or continues to come down. If it breaks above this and does a back test, then you want to buy it on the back test right there with the expectation that it's going to move from there. And I hope that makes sense to you. There's two different spots that you can go. And I don't know enough about this project to know whether it's even going to be supported or anything like that. But what I do know, 100,000 in liquidity, it already had its big move. It needs to have another big move. I don't know that it will or will not. But if you like the project, then I would implore you to only buy down here at the bottom, not at the top, because you're going to get wrecked if you do. Also, trade volume 464,000 looks like it's dying out though, because there was 10 minutes in between this play and this play right here. So if I'm guessing, I would take my money out and I would be done with this one because it looks cooked for the moment. So, but you're welcome, man. But that's just a guess. Okay. So, if you guys think differently, let me know. Let's go down here. Xverse. If you guys remember, I did a promo for Xverse a little while back. It's having a breakout. The reason that it's having a breakout, by the way, is right here. So this is Epic Games. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but you can come here and go to the Epic Store. By the way, the reason that I'm always doing it is because you get like free games every week. So you can go over here, Gigantic Rampage Edition, and you can like click here, and then you can come over here and you can get like a free game or two or three. So you can pop on that, load your order, and then place your order. It's just a free game. I have a bunch of games I never even played, right? I never even play them. But every week I come here and I grab myself whatever. They launch on Thursday of each week. And then Callisto Protocol is the next one over here. And some of them are just like add-ons and stuff like that. Some of them are whole new games. So I'm going to take that. One day maybe I'll play the game. One day maybe I won't. Who the knows, right? Most likely I won't. But as a matter of fact, here's my library of games. 20XX, 3 out of 10, 3 out of 10. A Game of Thrones, A Plague's Tale, Absolute Drift, Abzu, Adios. I've got Alien Isolation, Amnesia, a bunch of Amnesia games. And I got these all free, by the way. Like this is, there's a wild amount of game. Arcade Paradise, Astro Duel, Beyond Blue, BioShock 2, BioShock Remastered, Avon Colony, Blair Witch, Borderlands 2, Borderlands 3, Borderlands prequel. They just give these away for free, by the way. Chess Ultra, that's probably the only game that I've played a little bit. Darkwood, Darkest Dungeon, Death Stranding, which I think is supposed to be a pretty good game. Dead by Daylight, I want to say that's number 5, but I don't fucking know. Deus Ex, Dishonored, Duskers, Dying Light. I'm supposed to be watching it, playing that one. I've never played it, but you know, the Evil Dead game, Evil Land, and then here Xverse. So this is why it matters. Xverse on Epic Launcher. So here's the thing about this: it has a market cap of 646,000. It's being play tested right now on Epic. It just came to the Epic Game Studio, and Epic is leaning into blockchain gaming. So with 88,000 in liquidity and with 646,000 in market cap, if this game launches, it could easily do a 10x, and it wouldn't be that much. It would only be a 6 million market cap. So, and if the market goes crazy, then I think this is one that can get to a 60, a $60 million market cap. I don't expect too much. I'm not, I'm not shooting for this huge pie in the sky sort of thing here. But I mean, you guys, it just it just broke out. You know what I mean? Like it just had a nice little breakout. The question is, will it be accepted? Because if you, again, grant that, it's having a nice little run right now. The question for me is, has it reversed course? And I don't know that it has yet, because it looked like it was here and it didn't. It looked like it was here and it didn't. And then it looked like it's starting right here. Now, what I would say is this time right here, it kind of evened out and then it popped up a little bit lower. So clearly not a breakout. Okay. But then you come over here and you got bang, and then you come back down at a higher low, and then you come up for a higher high. So if that's the case, then Miles says, how can everything be bullish if Trump loses? Dude, I'm Jesus fucking Christ, man. Um, Joe Biden approved the Bitcoin ETF and the Ethereum ETF. There was a bull run, two bull runs under Barack Obama. There was one bull run under Donald Trump, and there was another bull run under Joe Biden. Jolton Joe the zombie Biden. It doesn't matter who the president is. Cut that shit out. It's not real. That's just you being. That's just I want Trump to be my president. I don't give a shit who. But it doesn't matter who the president's going to be. Crypto is going to go and it's going to do whatever it's going to do, no matter what. How high it goes, it will probably go higher if Trump is the president, but it's still going to be a bull run no matter what. And stop letting people gaslight you with bullshit. Doesn't work that way. The market will do what the market will do. You know what I mean? You're going to be fine. It's going to suck. In my opinion, it's probably going to suck a little bit because you won't get 180 or 200,000 Bitcoin. You get 150,000 Bitcoin instead, but it's still going to be 150,000 Bitcoin. So don't worry about who the president is. I mean, worry about it if you have some fundamental reasons, or if you want to see an easy path towards legislation, stuff like that. Like, I mean, I'm not saying I'm voting for Donald Trump, but to say that there won't be a bull run if Donald Trump doesn't get elected, that's not true. None of that's true. Anyway, one of the other things is, if you look at this, you can see here there's a top right here, and then there's another top over here. So it looks like it's trending towards the upside. I don't know whether it will maintain, but it does look like it's in a positive fashion. So if you haven't already, go check out Xverse. It's still pretty inexpensive, but again, it could easily 100x from here and still wouldn't even have a gigantic market cap. Speaking of things that won't have a gigantic market cap, but could at some point, CC. This is CoinsChicks crypto right here. It's at 103.5, but yesterday it went to an all-time high again, and that all-time high was 1304. So it continues to have big moves, and it continues to go. And you got a couple of paper-ish sort of hands that continue to sell off, but there's no large amount of sell-off that's happening over here. There's no gigantic people like dumping on the project or anything remotely like that. So I would say to you that this is a good thing. So when you don't have a huge trading volume like that, then it's easy to move this chart. Now, a couple people get in here, then and this thing could absolutely explode. So if you haven't already, you should certainly go check out CoinsChicks Crypto and take your shot, see what happens. But anyway, Xverse having that breakout right now. Okay, so we had a massive sell-off on. There you go. Look at that. We're getting the America F yeah. We've got our America F yeah candle. So we got We got a run all the way up to 62,341. And then we got a strong, strong, strong rejection all the way down to 61,000. That's the America I know. All right, hit the refresh button and let's see what it looked like on the liquidity map. So on the liquidity map, you can see right here that we made a big, 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 big move up here, smashed through as much as we possibly could up into that 62 range, going to the top or going to the higher time frames. You can see here we smashed through as much as we could get. Remember, I told you like 62.4 was going to be the number. I think yesterday, maybe. Let's see, 3 months. Was it 62.4 or was it 62? 62. 62.2 was the number. So it went a little bit higher than that, but that's pretty close, right? I mean, we did predict this like real goddamn close. We called it 62.4, 62.2, and it went to 62.4. So and we'll see what happens after this. Maybe this rally continues. Maybe it doesn't. But yeah, it's down to 12 billion off of 40 something billion. So we'll see whether or not it continues. Now, where is an entry position? All right. So if you did not buy Bitcoin or any cryptos, if you did not buy in the last week or so, when I told you it was between 20 and 30 on the fear and greed index, and this is the perfect time to accumulate. If you didn't buy any at that point, then that's on you. Don't buy right now. Like don't speculate mid-range right now, because you don't know what's going to happen next, and that is your risk. What you want is your reward. So what I would say is the market looks pretty positive today. It looks like we're getting, we're not getting, it didn't, it didn't give you that God candle, gave you a good spike, but that's going to mean that the fear and greed index probably going to spike again and start to move up a little bit more and get into the positive zone before we get into full blown greed. When we get up here towards that greed, then the market's going to come back down. So I would recommend, in the event that you listen to me way down here and got in when we were in the warning zone, then go long, go long, go long, go long. And then right here, take your profit and then go short a little bit on something just to see if it doesn't start dipping back down. You know what I mean? So and I think that's about the easiest way to explain it. So let's see what happens. As far as the rest of the market, we're up 12 billion on the day. We got that big spike. The big spike didn't last, but we did break above that trend line. So if we broke above the trend line, if we come back for a nice and solid test and we get above this, that's going to be bullish, right? If we go back up here one more time and we get another back test here without rejecting, then it's going to be on to 64,000 before you know it. So, yeah, I mean, that's what's going to happen. We're in the spot right now where we don't have the frenzy, but the frenzy probably is about to kick off. Same thing over here happened with Ethereum. A little more buyback happening right now. It looks like we have to 2,700. I mean, that's not bad for Ethereum for right now, I suppose. But I don't have. And by the way, I don't know. I'm not even paying attention to Ethereum too much right now as an investment vehicle. I don't have any Ethereum, or if I do, it's transactional. Just like a one Ethereum maybe. So and that big candle, gross. What I would do though is if you're looking to set a buy order and you're looking for somewhere to perhaps DCA, and again, I wouldn't do it right now at this particular time, but 2570 would be a spot where I mean I would set a buy order today, but set yourself a buy order at like 2570 in case the market comes back down. That'll be a good accumulation spot. I would use low leverage if you're doing that, and then wait for a spike, because it is my estimation that we will probably be coming back into this range here very, very soon in that 2,800 to 3,000 range. So, and that's going to be a huge spike for Ethereum, by the way. Also, Solana came up and it wicked out, didn't go above, but it got there. So Solana is going to have to break out above this. If it breaks out above, it's going to go back to 180 again into this little range right here up to 189. So I would think that there's a breakout coming for that. SHIB had a nice big move here, went up to 14.8. What a big breakout that had. Didn't maintain, didn't sustain itself, but we did get that big spike and we got the money coming into the market, which is what we're looking for on all of these. DevvE had a little bit of a move, but it got eaten up pretty quickly. Trademaster down a little bit on the day. Ondo trading sideways, just kind of trending, not really doing much. Had a little spike here, just like everything else, just a little while ago. API 3 is continuing its breakout. I hope you accumulated when I said accumulate, and I told you that this was going to be a steal. Now, will it continue? I mean, long-term bull, it will continue. And the end result of API 3, probably $200. It is probably going to be this is probably going to be one of those special ones that's just going to absolutely break out and go bonkers. And because it's a real world asset, they bridge the gap. It's Chainlink on steroids, and it will find its market. So I think that you're going to see a really, really big move on API 3 coming up pretty soon. Again, monkey shit is just not doing monkey shit. Discovering its floor, if you will. And, look, it came down here below, and then it's not coming back up immediately. That's not a great sign. So, and by the way, the fact that it's Pablo means that it doesn't matter to me. I'm sure it's going to come back up, and I'm sure that there's going to be a big rip on it, that he's got something in the chamber that he's working on. I don't know what it is, but I have a lot of faith in Pablo as a meme coin guy. So I'm pretty sure something's getting ready to happen. Fias down a little bit more on the day. There was a massive sell-off over here on Fias, and then a quick buy back on it a couple of hours ago, which happens. It's a liquidity sweep sort of thing, but still trying to find its range here. Like we're not at the spot where it's ready to start moving. Luna Classic broke out. Where did it go? Oh yeah, went exactly where I told you guys it was going to go. Almost. It's continuing on to 9. When it gets to 409, that's where I expect to see a rejection. That rejection probably comes up to this, and then it goes and takes off from there, or it gets rejected all the way back down here into the 7 range. USTC. So here's what's going on, and you guys probably might want to know this. We're going to close it out with this one because this one's crazy. Okay, in a couple days, within 5 weeks, I want to say, Terraform Labs is supposed to burn all of their crypto. Now that was part of their settlement with the SEC. That's Terraform Labs and the Luna Foundation Guard. Now, what does that mean? Well, the Luna Foundation Guard currently holds over $1 billion USTC, which means that a gigantic amount of USTC is about to be burned to never be seen again. So that's the kind of stuff that you just like, you're clicking your heels. There's no place like homing this kind of shit, because what you're about to see is a gigantic move by USTC. Now, it's a decent move, by the way, building from this bottom, from this, let's call it this last bottom a couple days ago, down at 14 up to 17, 21% gain. That's not bad if you accumulated right there. So, and then down here, this probably about 30% from that range, right? Boom, 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 boom. 50% from that range. So, good gains to be had overall, but USTC on the longer time frame has a much bigger move in store for it. And I zoom out here and I show you that in the long term, what we're going to see is a breakout from where we are right now. We're at the breakout zone, breakout, retest, and then boom, we're going to get a 6 or 7 cent test right there. And it's coming. And it's going to be, it's going to be time to be close to that area, that time where we start to see that huge burn, and then there's going to be a massive sell-off again. But we're also looking at the repeg. $1 million USTC is being offered for the repeg, and if the repeg works, then that's going to take it to $1. If that takes it to $1, it's $1 million. So, that's the whole goal. That's the whole idea. to make this ecosystem start to thrive one more time. And once you see something like Tron get all these meme coins really get, just have its own little meme coin season start up out of nowhere, then Lunk is going to have the same thing. Because if you guys haven't seen it yet, there is actually a community for Luna Classic to trade meme coins. CoinHall.org is the place where a lot of this stuff launches, and you can see each one of these prices. And here's my bag. I have a bunch of them. I have food, I have Juris, I have Garuda X, I have Lunk Pepe, I've got a little bit of USTC, then I've got Terra, and then I've got Cookie, and then I've got LNC, and then I've got Lenny Lunk, then I've got MNT. So I have a bunch of these different ones. So you never know what's going to happen. But if you buy a meme coin at a cheap price and then something explodes, boom, you make a bunch of money off of it, right? So let's see what happens. Now, market is back to 20 billion. So we're in buy mode. So I think it's going to be a good day. Looks like it's going to end up being a good day here. Be bullish on Bitcoin this weekend. I think it's going to be fantastic because now we have some clarity from Jerome Powell and the Fed, which says, hey, guess what? Crypto, Bitcoin, we're going to start lowering rates. So if you want to start investing into some high risk assets, get your feet wet, dog. So that's my time. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. If you watched the Bears game last night, yeah, baby. So we'll talk to you again soon. And it's time to pay the bills. Cryptonomy is giving away from $100 to $10,000 to participate. All you have to do is follow the 3 Telegram groups, follow Cryptonomy on X, and make a fixed staking deposit of at least 6 months to join the launch pool by August 20. So if you're interested, make sure you sign up today. Also, I'm making another move here. You guys know I've been a fan of API 3. Well, the granddaddy of API 3 should be considered to be Link. So I brought in 582 Link. I'm going to stake that right now for 6 months at a 29.6% yield. That's going to give me a pretty good increase. So I'm confirming I got my Link right now. I'm going to get about a 30% off of that. And now the granddaddy of all, this is the launch pool. The launch pool is where it all happens. I'm going to use 0.4 Bitcoin in the bronze package. That's up to 5x returns. And we're going to hit the continue right here. And we got a whole new contract. Guys, try Crypto.